Hi, welcome to One Man's Work. Yeah, the last 3 days have been very eventful. We have installed new washer and dryer in the pump house, which also means we've finished up all our plumbing in here. So as you can see, we ran hot and cold. Yeah, guess what that means also? We have a hot water heater and it's been installed. So one man's work is never one man's work. My wife has always helped me with a number of things and also a large quantity of other individuals. I want to run over things real quick to basically show everyone what our setup here is. This first pipe here is coming from our cistern outside, which ultimately comes from our well, and the cistern is 1,700 gallons, and that holds that water at the surface, meaning we'll have access to it, even if we have to with a bucket if need be. Then it goes into our main pump, and this pressurizes our water for household water and use. And right now it goes two places. One, it feeds the building in here and a couple of things that it's doing there, and then also to a frost-free hydrant outside, which will be tied into for our main home when we get to that point. In here, I've got a cold line running over to the washer and dryer, as you can see. And this is a pump house. Everything's exposed. I didn't want to put the water in the walls. I wanted it in here where it's warm and going to not freeze in the winter. We get some brutal cold temperatures sometimes in the wintertime, not for long periods of time, but for a while. So this next one, it comes over and it feeds our water heater. And our water heater also feeds the washing machine. Now what I've got going is this water heater is also going to be used to heat this building with radiant floor heat. And I'll quickly show you the setup there. This is real basic. I'm just proving myself. So I did not do any significant manifold or anything like that. This is just really basic stuff here. One line in, one line out. We're heating about 190 square feet total on the inside of this building. As you can see, this hot line coming here, I've got this valve open, which means it is pushing hot water from the hot water heater through the radiant floor tubing that is on top of insulation that then is also embedded in the concrete. And this is the first time we're running it, so we'll see how this works out here. And then what I've got is I've shut this valve off, which feeds over to the washing machine, because really I could leave it on, but there's really no point in leaving that on. It's just so I can isolate things as well. Now, what I have here is this main line, because I'm pushing water back into the the water heater to be reheated. I've gone ahead and shut that off. I don't want it being pushed back into the pump and possibly pushed anywhere else. So just for that. And then this, I've opened this also, so this has a way to isolate this, and it is pushing, it's pulling water from the floor over here through the pump and then back into the water heater, back into here. So the water comes out of the water heater here, down through into the floor and back up through, and it's getting pulled. So the water temperature coming across this pump is cooler. It's not super hot, but it's cooler going into the hot water heater. So, and then what I've got is just a simple thermostat here. Right now it is set to run and stay on to start at 67.1 degrees and shut off at 68.5 degrees. So and I will play with that over time. We'll see how that's going to work. But real simple setup. I'll get this plugged back in underneath here in a little bit to facilitate everything. But that in general is how this is working. We hope it's going to work. I'm an amateur at this. If you've got advice or what I ought to do, I welcome those that information. But for a guy just stumbling around the internet and trying things on his own, and on a low budget for, it's a pump house. At the end of the day, if this doesn't work, I'm going to throw an electric space heater in here to keep everything warm and from freezing. But I'm hoping that this works out real well, and I'll be able to reuse this method for heating my shop and some other places. We're gonna do. We're not gonna spare the expense when we do radiant floor heat in the house. I want that to be flawless and work great. But anyway, that's what one man's work has done for heating the pump house and providing plumbing. So anyway, real short video, all done from the iPhone, no editing. So you hear my rambling and going on, but thought I would share that with everybody.